Alright y'all, so today I'm going to be bringing you a simple pot roast recipe. For this we're using our chuck roast, which is a really good piece of meat for anything you have to slow cook like a pot roast or anything that you're going to be cooking for a while to pull apart, because it is a very tough piece of meat, and being able to cook it over a good amount of time lets those fibers break down and it becomes the best way to use it. We also have some baby carrots, we have some potatoes, we have some brown sugar, we have some salt, we have some black pepper, some crushed red pepper, some paprika, some garlic powder, some white pepper, some ground mustard, and some cinnamon. So, first things first is we're going to go over to the oven and we are going to sear our chuck roast. Alright y'all, so I'm going to be using my Dutch oven, cast iron Dutch oven to cook this. If you're going to be using a crock pot to cook this, you can just use a regular saute pan, but I'm going to use my cast iron to do this part as well. So we've heated up our cast iron pan with a little bit of oil on the bottom. Now, we're just going to go ahead. Alright y'all, so sorry about cutting you off. I had to get the tripod out of my way. I had just a touch too much oil in the bottom of my pan. But either way, it's still cooked up the same. We browned it on every side like this for 1 to 2 minutes. Just kept rotating it. And then we pulled it off, set this to the side, and now we're gonna go back to our Dutch oven. Or if you're gonna be using your crock pot, you go to your crock pot now. And we are gonna get the broth going that we cook this in. Alright y'all, so for this, we're gonna be dumping in 3 cups of water. Now that's not going to be enough water to cover our roast. We'll add more water once we get our roast in, but that will be enough to kind of get our broth mixed up and going. So we're just going to go ahead and turn that on to a medium-high heat. And then we're going to be adding 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. Then 1 tablespoon of our ground mustard, and 1 tablespoon of our cinnamon. Now we're going to take 1 teaspoon of our paprika, a teaspoon of our white pepper, take half a teaspoon of our black pepper, 3/4 of a teaspoon of our red pepper flakes, and a pinch of salt. And then we're going to go ahead and give this a good stir in. We got that all dissolved. Then we're going to take 3 tablespoons of our brown sugar. And now what we want to do is get that stirred in and dissolved. Now we want to bring this up to a simmer for a few minutes and stirring occasionally, just so we can get the flavors of this broth to develop. Alright y'all, so once this is simmered for a little bit, we're just going to turn down our burner to about medium heat, and then we're just going to go ahead, drop our roast in, and now we're just going to fill this with water until that roast is covered. And just let this chill here. We're going to go ahead, cover it, let it chill here for a few hours until this thing starts to fall apart. And we will check on it regularly, make sure it's got enough water in it. And at that point, I'll bring you back. Alright y'all, so our pot roast is cooked for a while. It is shredded apart under its own velocity. So now we've got 6 potatoes here. We've already rinsed them off. And we're simply just going to dice them up. Now we do want to try to keep them somewhat the same size, so they all cook at the same time. But we're just gonna dice up all 5 of our potatoes. I'll bring you back. Alright, y'all. So we've gone ahead and we're gonna let this boil for a while it cooks our potatoes and stuff. And also, we've uncovered it now so it cooks off some of that moisture. But we're just gonna go ahead and drop all of our potatoes in. Give that a good stir around. And then we're just going to take our carrots and add all of them in. And give that a good stir around. And now we're just going to let this simmer for another 30 to 40 minutes. Let everything cook, finish cooking off, and some of our liquid evaporate out of here. And after that point, I'll bring you back. Alright, y'all. So our potatoes and carrots have had time to cook. Now, all we have to do is scoop some of this out, put it on a plate. If you would like, you could always take some of this broth out. You can use a little bit of cold water and cornstarch, thicken it up, and make a gravy, which is what I'll wind up doing here in a little bit. But other than that, you have a simple roast beef recipe right here, already done, already cooked. So if you like this video, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, keep on cooking on.